Two wrongful death lawsuits have now been filed after a liquid nitrogen leak at a food plant killed 6 people in Gainesville and injured even more.
11 Alive's Naima Abdullahi explains why one of the lawsuits is calling for an industrial gas company to be held accountable.
January 28th, a day that traumatized this Gainesville community when 6 people died and nearly a dozen others were hospitalized following a liquid nitrogen leak at this poultry plant, the Foundation Food Group. Now, this lawsuit filed by one of the victims' family members, Colleen Murphy, widow of Corey Murphy.
That now that we have filed it, we're going to be able to get in there and actually get our experts and be able to investigate and determine what's going on.
Attorneys Ronnie Holsey and Matt Cook believe that the defendant in this lawsuit, Messer Gas, which is the largest privately owned industrial gas leader, should be held responsible for what happened that day.
There were continuous problems with it up until the very day before the incident.
The lawsuit states that back in December, Messer Gas installed a liquid nitrogen system at the location, which apparently led to complaints. Then Messer allegedly failed to properly inspect or handle the concerns, even after an unsuccessful service repair attempt just a few days before the deadly leak. We contacted Messer and we're told in a statement, quote, "Our hearts go out to the families of the deceased and we express our sincere condolences. We are aware of wrongful death lawsuits that have been filed against Messer. We are reviewing the lawsuits and have no comment at this time." Since the filing of this lawsuit, a second one has been filed on behalf of another victim's family.
You know, this helps every family. Sometimes the best disinfectant is a little sunshine.
The legal team is hoping the lawsuits can get the families answers, clarity, and closure, even though nothing can ever bring back their loved ones.
We take for granted that you're going to get up in the morning, say goodbye to your family, go to work, and ultimately come home to your family.